Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before we start our lesson, let us recite 5 surah. The first one, Surah Al-Fatihah. The second one, Surah Toha ayat 1 hingga 5. And then Surah Al-Inshirah, Surah Quraish, and Surah Al-Ikhlas by 3 times. After that, selawat ke atas Rasulullah SAW selama 2 minit. Dan kita niatkan selawat kita ni yang pertama untuk memenuhi perintah Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, kedua untuk memenuhi hak Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, dan yang ketiga untuk mendapat syafaat Rasulullah di akhirat kelak. Dan kita niatkan juga segala bacaan hafalan surah kita ni dan selawat kita ni untuk kedua orang tua dan seluruh umat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Kemudian doa sebelum belajar. Semoga dengan amalan ini akan membuka pintu hati para pelajar untuk mencintai ilmu dan mendapat ilmu yang berkah. Amin.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم طه ما أنزلنا عليك القرآن لتشقى إلا تذكرة لمن يخشى تنزيلا ممن خلق الأرض والسماوات العلى الرحمن على العرش استوى. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد. 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 محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل 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 محمد
Doa sebelum belajar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma aftah alaina hikmataka wanshur alaina min hazaini rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Ya Allah, bukakanlah ke atas kami hikmat-hikmat-Mu dan limpahilah ke atas kami khazanah rahmat-Mu, wahai yang maha pemurah lagi maha penyayang.
Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Ya Rabbku, lapangkanlah untukku dadaku dan mudahkanlah untukku urusanku, dan lepaskanlah kekakuan dari lidahku, supaya mereka mengerti perkataanku.
Amin.
Amin, amin, amin. Ya Rabbal Alamin. In this session, we will discuss about horizontal and vertical graph. So can you please get ready with your notes, page 50 until 52, your worksheet, page 45 until 46. Here will be the learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, students should be able to first recognize the algebraic form of straight line graph. Parallel to the x-axis will be the y equal to a value, c representing a real number, and parallel to y-axis will be x equal to a value. Okay, and this c again represent real numbers. Alright. The second one, to state the equations of horizontal and vertical line. Now, to achieve our LO, here will be the steps to success. First, differentiate vertical and horizontal line. Identify x-axis and y-axis. And last one, sketch the graph for y equal to a value or x equal to a value. And this c representing a real numbers. So that means y equal to a number and x equal to a number. Okay, so you need to sketch the graph for y equal to something, a number, or x equal to a number. Okay? Okay, in this video, it will show you the difference between vertical and horizontal line. Okay?
Your first task is to draw vertical lines.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Done! Vertical lines. The buildings that we see all around us are vertical. Next, Kent, show us if you can draw horizontal lines. Yes, I can. 1, 2, and 3. Here you go. That's easy. From left to right. The roads on which we travel to school are horizontal. Okay.
Okay. By watching this video, you should able to understand the difference between horizontal and vertical line. It is very important for you to know what is horizontal and what is vertical line. Alright? Actually, what we doing in this topic is about equation of a straight line. Okay? And this will be your general formula. And M will be your gradient and C will be your y-intercept. Okay? But for your level, you just need to focus with horizontal and vertical line graph. Okay? And about this formula, about this equation of a straight line, you will continue this topic in your upper level. So make sure by now you understand what is horizontal and vertical line graph. Okay? We only focus for both of this type of line graph. On this slide, it will discuss about horizontal and vertical line graph. First, we discuss this horizontal line graph. Horizontal line graph have the following characteristic. They have zero slope. They are drawn from left to the right through the y-axis. The equation only has one constant to determine where it will be drawn. Okay, constant mean value. So, for example here, y equal to 5. 5 is the value. And the value for y from the left to the right will always be equal to 5. Okay? The point of such equation have the same value for the y on the given points. As I mentioned earlier, y on the given point will always have the same value. Okay. Another example here, y equal to 4. So all the points along that horizontal line from left to right, the y should be 4. Okay. Next, vertical line graph. Vertical lines have the following characteristic. They have an undefined slope. They are drawn from top to the bottom through the x-axis. The equation only has one constant to determine where it will be drawn. Okay, now just be careful when you sketch your graph for your vertical and horizontal line. Okay, and here the points of such equation have the same value for the x on the given point. Okay, for example, x equal to -5. So all of the coordinates, the x-axis will be always -5. Okay, things like that. This will be the general formula for horizontal line and vertical line. For a horizontal line, in general, the equation of a horizontal line is x equal to c, where c is a real number. Alright? And for vertical line, in general, the equation of a vertical line is y equal to c, where c is a real number. Okay, on this slide, it will show you about the gradient. Okay, and now remember, gradient is a slope. And we start from horizontal line graph, and we look at the picture, this car, and this car move horizontally like this. So definitely there is no slope. Okay, and therefore for horizontal line, the gradient will be 0. And now, what about vertical line graph? Still, we look at the picture, this car move upwards like this. And of course, in our real life, it will be impossible for the car to move like this. Okay, otherwise it will be overturned, correct? Therefore, for the gradient for vertical line graph will be undefined. Alright, please remember this. Gradient for horizontal line graph will be 0, and gradient for vertical line graph will be undefined. This slide, it will show you how the equation of horizontal line graph and vertical line graph looks like. Okay, first your horizontal line graph. If you are asked to sketch y equal to 3, you look at that 3 on y-axis and you just draw one straight line passing through that y-axis, okay, parallel to your x-axis here, like this one. So you just draw a straight line passing through that y-axis, y equal to 3. And this is the equation of this, we call it y equal to 3. Y equal to 3 is the equation, okay? For vertical line graph, for example, you are asked to sketch x equal to -2. You look at -2 of your x-axis and you just draw one straight line on that passing through the x-axis -2. And what is the name of this equation? This equation, we call it x equal to -2. Now, let us proceed with example 1. If not given, state whether the line has a slope. A slope is gradient of 0 or undefined. Also state whether it is a horizontal or a vertical line. Graph the line. Now, here will be the graph, and you are given 4 quadrant graphs here. Remember, here will be your x-axis and here will be your y-axis. And first, you need to scale the graph enough for you to plot the coordinates given. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And repeat the same thing for your x-axis. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, let us plot the coordinates. First, 6 is x, 4 is y. Okay, so look at 6 of your x and move upwards to 4 of your y. So here will be your coordinates. Okay, the next one, the x is 3 and the y is 4. So 3 up here, 4. So here will be the coordinates. And then both of the points on the y equal to 4. So this is actually an equation of y equal to 4. Don't forget to draw the line from left to right. And it is an equation of y equal to 4. And here, what is the name of the line? It is a horizontal line. And for horizontal line, what will be the gradient? The gradient will be 0. Next, for part B, I want you to try first. So I will give you 1 minute, 1 minute from now. Okay, now, as you know that here will be your x and here will be your x and here will be your y. So you need to draw the scale first. Okay, enough for you to plot the coordinates. So -1, -2, -3, and your x-axis, -1, -2, and then you plot -2. Your x is -2, and your y is -3. Sorry. Now, okay, look at -2 and move downwards to -3, so your point should be here. Okay, and the gradient is undefined, so it should be a vertical line like this. All right, and if you're asked about the equation is x equal to -2. And don't forget to answer this one. The answer is vertical. Okay. Next, for part C, I will give you 1 minute to try. Do the same thing like part B and part A. You need to draw the scale and plot both of the coordinates. And don't forget, you need to state it is a horizontal or vertical line, and you need to write down the gradient. Is it 0 or undefined? Okay, now let's compare your answer with my answer. And remember, here will be x and here will be y. Okay, here will be y. Now you draw the scale enough for you to plot both of the coordinates. Repeat the same thing for your x-axis. And then you plot for the first coordinate 4, 3. So look at x-axis 4 and move upwards to 3. Okay. Therefore, your graph will be here. And for 6, look at x equal to 4. So up here until you reach 6, and your point will be here. And as you can see here, both of the x-axis is 4, therefore it should be a vertical line graph. Okay, and the equation will be x equal to 4. And write down the answer here. The first one, it is a vertical line, and for vertical line, the gradient will be undefined. Okay. Okay, next example 2, you need to sketch the graph of each line. For the first one, y equal to -1. And how you going to do this? You look at y equal to -1. It should be here, and you need to draw a line passing through that y. Okay, passing through that y-axis, so it will be one straight line and horizontal line. And this is the equation of y equal to -1. Here, x equal to 3, you look at 3 on the x-axis, you look at the 3, and you need to draw a line passing through that 3 on that x-axis, so you will get vertical line like this. And the equation will be x equal to 3. The last one before we stop. Okay, here y equal to 0. And remember, y will be horizontal line. And 0 here for the y equal to 0, and you need to passing through that 0 from your left to your right. Like this. Therefore, this one will be your y equal to 0. Okay. And now we have done with this topic. Don't forget to complete your notes and your worksheet. And as usual, we will end with reciting dua. Thank you so much, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Doa selepas belajar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma inni astaudi'uka ma 'allamtani fardudhu ilayya inda hajati ilaihi wala tansani ya rabbal alamin. Ya Allah, sesungguhnya aku menitipkan padamu ilmu-ilmu yang telah engkau ajarkan kepadaku, dan kembalikanlah kepadaku sewaktu aku memerlukannya kembali. Dan janganlah engkau lupakan aku kepada ilmu itu, wahai Tuhan yang memiliki semesta alam. Amin.